Hey everybody, it's Jay again, bringing you easily the hardest Jounin exam thus far. In fact, I might not even be able to record myself beating it with Heiken. I barely beat it with Jay, as I'll go on here and show you. As you can see, my main ninja Jay has won all 4 badges thus far, meaning I'm going to be getting at least 200 saga tokens, a genjutsu, and 3 sets of magatama. Now, what I want, of course, is the 5th badge, which gives me Tensai Jounin. That's what I'm after. Part 4 is easily the most difficult of all the Jounin exams I've taken thus far. I'm really hoping Part 5 won't be nearly as frustratingly difficult. But let me get on Heiken and just show you a small bit of how hard it actually is. Now, before you do anything, I recommend you prepare yourself as best you can for a ridiculous fight. Of course, that begins with starting at the shop and buying as many healing scrolls as you possibly can hold. Now, secondly, recruit people you know are really hard to take down. Now, let's go to part 4 of 5. We start out by getting this old lady who apparently is the only person who can summon these abominations. When I first did this, I thought it'd be really easy, but you gotta pay attention to the little symbol that appears at the bottom. It'll usually flash the entire screen, and it's pretty easy to tell when it's happening, but it's very important to notice. First of all, you'll notice that all these characters have a different element around them. The bubbles around this person means he uses water jutsus to attack. The person with wind floating around him means he uses wind to attack. Lightning is the most destructive in this. Earth is pretty powerful, but for some reason the wind, fire, and water jutsus haven't done a whole lot of damage to me. Now, what you want to do first is you want to figure out which one of these is Earth Spect and which one of these is Wind Spect. Yeah, you heard me correct. What that little symbol on the ground does is it not only changes their jutsus that they use to attack you with, Earth, Wind, Fire, Water, Lightning, but it also changes their spec. If they're Earth Spec, they have a lot of defense. Your attacks, which would normally do around the 200 to 300 damages, are now doing around the 20 to 30 damage. It's a little bit of a pain. Also, the people who are Wind Spec dodge about every 4/5 of your attacks. Also, the computer here is pretty smart. It notices whenever you're just attacking one single enemy over and over again. What it'll do is it'll change that character's element to either earth or wind. What I recommend doing is trying to get 2 of these guys down as low as possible. Just keep on switching your attacks. Whichever one is earth, attack the other one. Choose 2 and take them out. Also, whoever is lightning, stun them, sleep them, blind them, whatever you can do, and get them to not attack you. They do an incredible amount of damage, especially as you saw at the very beginning that all these characters AoE'd me, which is area of effect for anyone who doesn't know, and it attacks all of your characters. The reason why you want to progress on 2 and not on the 3rd is because you're going to want to get 2 out at the same time. That makes the 3rd guy much easier, although he is still the biggest pain to get rid of, because he will always be Earth Spect and sometimes Earth and Wind spect, which is just irritating. But regardless, he will always be Earth spect. Now, the one really fun thing about this is, as you can see, Heiken is not lit up. These are not Heiken's jutsus, as Heiken does not have lightning. He can't use lightning abilities. I'm using a good friend of mine. When I attack using Jin, I now can use Tensai Jin. And then finally, I can use Heiken. Now, if you haven't guessed or figured it out on your own already, you get to control all 3 of your teammates. Now, this is a good thing because you know that your teammates aren't going to make any stupid jutsu moves. They're not going to attack someone you don't want them to attack. However, this arises another problem. If any of your teammates die, for me, Jin, myself, or Tensai Jin, if any of them die, just one, you fail. One more hint that I can give you, besides what I've already told you, is that your pet can point out which one of the enemies are not Earth spect and which ones are Earth spect. So you want to have a good idea to how much damage your pet does on average. If you don't know, go do the level 1 mission, hit charge, and let your pet attack a couple times. Memorize what its base damage is, because whoever the Earth spec character is, they're going to do much less damage on. My frog usually does about 32 to 28 damage, and when it attacks an Earth spec character, it does about 8 to 9 damage. So I know to avoid that character. If you have to attack an Earth spec Shikigami and you don't have any other option, just do it. Just do your best, and the very last guy will be the biggest pain. You'll probably have to whittle him down little by little by little, sleeping him and stunning him whenever he goes lightning spec, and just keeping him from doing any damage as possible, which is why a lot of my characters, like my friend Jin here, has a stun, a blind, bleeds, an evasion, 2 more stuns, and a sleep. He is spec'd really well because he stops them from doing any damage to me or himself, which keeps him alive. However, my other 2 characters can do damage. They both have Hellfire, which is incredibly helpful, especially when attacking someone who is Earth spec. It does 3% damage over 3 turns. I am, of course, going to try to have Heiken pass the exam just like Jay did, but it is an incredibly difficult exam, and I won't be surprised if I actually can't do it. However, I wish you luck, wish me luck, and if you've already passed it, hopefully I'll see you as a Tensai Jounin. And I actually might have to do part 5 with Jay if I can't pass it with Heiken, so that might be a treat for you if you have actually been hoping to see Jay in action. With that being said, I will see you in 2 days or so with part 5.